We are live. There we go. We're gonna hop right back in here with the Adventures of Globule. Why do you pick these names? Okay, let's see. How are we doing? What was I planning on doing? I can't remember. We're going gambling at some point. Let's see. Forest. Done just about everything we can there for now. Is that true? We might actually be able to do something else here. I'm thinking real hard about this. We just might be able to do something. So we come up here. Oh. Yeah, we're not surviving that if we try it. Now, could try to make it from here. I think this is the preferred height, but I don't think we'd make it. Well, let's go ahead and kill the Hyde Knight over this way. These guys are stupid. Throwing knife. Nice. Oh. Hello. Yeah. Okay. Alright. We have to try and kill this guy as fast as possible. Because he hits hard. I don't know if you can actually backstab these guys. That's terrifying. Got a sword and a goodly amount of souls. We didn't have to use that. We very easily could have gone to a different bonfire that was much closer. There's a skip to get down there really easy, where you drop down from here. You have to have a whole bunch of health to do it, because of the way that they made fall damage work in this game. And I do mean a whole bunch. Might go ahead and see if we can invade someone today. Might be difficult. Probably won't go well for us. Oh! I'm in the company of champions. That... Yeah, I've been playing this game for so long, sometimes I forget how it works. We can't do online play. That's part of the company of champions. That's part of what it does. So it limits online play. Although, if memory serves, and it often doesn't, it only prevents phantom summoning? I don't think... No, it might just prevent all online whatnots. Okay, there should just be the one guy up here. Yeah. Okay. He still absolutely destroys us if we're not careful. I did not realize his charge went that far forward. I have died more in this game than I think any other game I've ever played. And that includes the other Souls games I've played. Of course, at least part of that would be due to the fact that I have about as many hours in this game alone as the hours I have in every other Souls game combined. But that doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things. we are going to switch to a different weapon. Let's give some power stancing a try for a bit. Now we've picked up the Hide Knight sword. A straight sword with a very interesting moveset, if we're being perfectly honest. Okay. I'm tired today. Wow, this thing has low base damage. It is unupgraded, so that, I guess, isn't that low, but really is an early game weapon. Although, I mean, its overall damage score isn't... It's not terribly low for an unupgraded weapon you get early on. Does a lot better when you're actually building a good character build, though. And when it's upgraded, obviously. Wow. That was a fast time to kill. I should probably be boosting my survivability, if I'm being perfectly honest. I could do that through all sorts of means at this point in time. Being human would be a significant improvement, in all honesty. Like an extra 25% health. Whoa, okay, we can one-shot them now. With a heavy attack. Not them, though. Ah, you got me with it. don't know why it didn't let me follow up on that first attack. Empty room. If I remember correctly, this, in the original models for this room, there was another staircase leading up further. This game is so full of cut content. It's fascinating. If you look at, early models for a lot of the areas, if you look at, oh, what are they called? The, like concept art for a lot of the areas, they look way different. And, a lot of the areas in the game have their early design models still in the files, so you can actually look at what they had planned earlier in development for some of the areas. Like how the gutter was originally like an underground city. That attack absolutely should have hit me. The outfit that these guys drop, they can drop, I think, the full tattered set, which is the Pyromancer's set in Dark Souls 1, which is fascinating given how these guys hate fire. Makes me wonder if they were Pyromancers or if they ate Pyromancers or something. Huh. I don't know if I ever noticed that this was just right above that. I did know that you can actually skip. Normally you go all the way up there and then down through that building, and then come through to get up to the top level of this building here to open the shortcut right over here. But I just like forgot that you could skip going through this whole section by just dropping down up there. These guys are worth a good amount of souls. Ow. Come on, poke your head out again. I have to go and check if you dropped something. These guys can very, very rarely drop their weapon. And like many weapon drops in these games, it's like a 2% chance or something. Like, ridiculously low. So every single time I kill one of these archers, I have to go and check to see if they dropped it. Stupid idiot. I should kill these guys with arrows before they make it over here. Should not have escaped that, if we're being perfectly honest. Stupid idiots, go home. You're kidding me. Oh, they decided to surround me. He missed. I missed. Yeah, this is the boss arena we're standing on top of, by the way. That's where we fight our next boss. You can't actually see him in there, though. Not until you go in. I think... No, the oil does not wash off if we're in ankle-deep water. Now, we don't want to fight this guy with this sword, because we're constantly getting in water, so he'll constantly be more resistant. We could use this. He will be weaker to it because it's lightning damage, but it doesn't do all that much compared to our other weapons of choice. Well, actually it's almost the same as the rapier, so we will switch over. We're also going to put on the life ring for this fight. Become human. And switch to... back to this. Use a life gem. We're going to wait for that to heal us up some before we enter the arena. Okay. Another boss I've spent a lot of time killing. I'd do better if this sword was upgraded at all. We're going to try to avoid as many enemies as we can on the way there, because we'd like to regain our souls, to be perfectly honest. Are you kidding me? We're screwed. Well, I honestly expected the dog to chase us all the way. Okay. We're gonna switch this for the Ring of Binding to increase our max health a bit more. We could become human again, but honestly, human effigies are still a fairly rare resource in this game. I say still. Human effigies are a fairly rare resource in this game. We'd rather not use them up. This man's soggy, so he takes more lightning damage. Thankfully, if you die anywhere on this boat, including in the boss arena, it puts your bloodstain right here. And that, or, on this little bridge here. And that's because this boat is kind of like an elevator. It's considered unstable ground, the whole thing, because you ring a bell to get it to move up to the dock. The whole thing is technically unstable ground, like elevators, because it's always low collision, meaning you can always walk on it, even when it's not by the dock. You just can't reach it. So it's always a moving object, technically, because of the way they decided to put it in the game. Which is the same reason that if you die on an elevator, you will have your bloodstain on whichever end of the elevator you last set foot on, instead of on the elevator itself. Okay. Already doing worse. We prefer the mace side, because it is a little bit slower than the sword side. I didn't have to roll there. Okay. Spent a lot of time fighting him, clearly not enough. That is a really sneaky move, and both sides of him can do it. It's not limited to when you're facing the mace side. I'm pretty sure he can... I'm pretty sure. I might be wrong about that. But I'm pretty sure he can do that even when you're on the sword side. And he'll get you with the maces. Also, you may have noticed my movement speed is decreasing. My rolls don't go as far. That is because as this fight goes on, this arena slowly fills with water. So, right now it is almost waist high, which means it is affecting our movement speed. We switch to the sword side. Okay, we're back to maces. That's nice. Da-da-da-da. That's not the one we wanted. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, so if this fight goes on long enough, you'll never actually drown. It never gets that high. In this game, if water gets, like, above... No, I wasn't supposed to do that. There's a chest in that room that has the Pyromancy Flame and Fireball spell in it. Whatever, we'll get the bonfire, and then we'll go back to No Man's Wharf and go ahead and grab those. We will likely be using a bit of pyromancy in this run, just because you don't need any levels to use it. And we'll probably be using the Dark Flame quite a bit, as it scales with your level of hollowing, as opposed to the level of the flame. Okay. One of the doors up here on the left has a bonfire in it, but several of them have items, like the common fruit. I think this one's the bonfire. I lied. It's not several of them, it's just one that has an item in it, and it's the one with common fruit. Using that, 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 one of those, or that, or that, or those. We are going to do a fun little thing with the elevator here. One of the many fun secrets I've found in this game. I've learned about. I didn't find this, someone else did. I think I'm on the correct side of this. Yes, okay. Scimitar and repair powder. Lovely. We likely won't be using the scimitar either. Curved swords are nice and all, but we're not doing a dex build, so it won't be that helpful to us. Made through over 20 soul gems so far tonight. Actually, it might have been 30. That might be a more accurate number. And we are going to go to Majula. Just to spend some of our 35,000 souls. It's still not quite on par with the Fire Longsword, but it is 3 levels lower, so we could upgrade this armor, but
I'll go take Drat. Don't.
Thank you. Bear, seek, lest.
Bear, seek, lest. Okay. Put a few points in strength. Enough attunement to use Fireball. This is now the most active area for our level, which is great now that we've killed the Flexile Sentry, because we can't do online play here. It's an interesting choice they made in this game. Not just this game, I think it goes for DS1 as well. Once you've killed a boss in an area, you can't do online play, really. The damage we're doing is about on par with our fire longsword now. And this thing isn't even infused, so I think technically we can actually use... Okay. Just got stun locked. I'm thinking... Hold on. I need to check if I'm right about this. No, okay. I think it's because we do have elemental damage, even if we're not infused. I think this is... It's not because it's elemental, it's a rare weapon. Well, no, I guess it is because it's elemental, because there are a number of rare weapons that you can use resins with. I don't even know I said greases. I don't even play that much Elden Ring. I haven't even played it in months. It's unfortunately the case that in this game, usually the safest way to clear an area is to be methodical and slow. And not trying to run past everything. Which is kind of the case in Dark Souls 1 as well, but in this game they really stepped it up. And that's something a lot of people complain about with this one, is that there's a bunch of places where the difficulty is how many enemies there are instead of the enemies themselves being difficult. And my argument with that is there are a lot of places in Dark Souls 1 where if you're stupid, if you just run past all the enemies, you will get ganked. That's not unique to this game. Not by a long shot. Oh, I thought the door was over there. Okay. My throat's dry. Just before I started the stream, I had, like, genuinely one of the worst pieces of cheesecake I've had in years. One of. Not the worst, but it was up there. Pretty high up there. I'd say maybe the third worst piece I've had in the last 5 years. And that's saying something, because I eat a lot of cheesecakes. Genuinely my favorite dessert. One of them, I guess. I shouldn't say it's my favorite. One of those people, I don't usually have a favorite thing. Like when it comes to desserts, cheesecake's up there. It's pretty much at the top. But it is situational, you know? That should have hit me. I won't deny that. That man should have won that fight. Those two won't follow us up here. Okay. This dog, man. Is an expert at dodging this sword in particular. I just made the same mistake as last time, and ran straight into the wall, thinking it's where the door was. God, that move should not have that much distance. Good lord. I am just eating through these things. Okay, there's this other one. Did he return to his shed? He did. Dude, just get out here. Why are these guys running so far to get me? It's absurd. I was thinking it's neat how you can tell that the Varangians have been living with those things for a while, because all of the areas where the Varangians hang out have torches around them, or sconces around them. Dude, he just bounced. That's incredible. Okay, that should have hit him. By all means, he should have died there. And he did die there. He should have been hit by that dropping attack. Plunging attack. Whatever you call it. I think technically it's called a plunging attack, but different people have different names for things. Well, execution. Fun fact, the move they do where they cross their scimitars and swing them at the same time in opposite directions is a really bad idea if you're actually dual-wielding swords. Completely breaks the flow of movement, drastically reducing the amount of power you get behind each of the swings. Because you can't move your body with the swing if you're swinging in both directions at the same time. So this is why, in like the first several times I made it to this point in the game, I didn't get the fireball. It's because it's back here. Like, they face you with the most obvious thing. And it's like, ooh, I want to touch it. And then you can touch it. And then touching it takes you to another area. And I never thought about coming back here. And then later I learned that this is where you get the pyromancy flame, and I was like, oh. I'm just stupid. And now, go back to Majula for a minute, because we're going to see if we can throw another level in strength.
Bear seeks less.
Yeah! Now, here's the great thing. You can one-hand this bad boy. It's pretty much the same speed and everything, too. He's back. Woo. No, it's not. Oh, is it gone forever? Dang. I was really hoping it wasn't. You can offer 3,500 souls to talk to Mullen. We didn't need to come up here. That's another fun fact. You can jump over that ladder. You don't have to climb back down. Whoa. The most pitiful pyromancy in the entire game. Genuinely the worst one. And it's actually pretty good, all things considered. Now we're going to Hyde's Tower of Flame. There's another interesting choice they made in this game, is, pyromancy, you need, they're actually pretty weak right now. It's because our pyromancy flame is, low level. I mean, well, it's +0. And it's a base pyromancy flame. Okay, it takes, like, 6 1/3, 6.5, just over 6.5 fireballs to kill one of these guys. Which isn't great, but I think they're also pretty resistant to fire. Well, maybe not. It's hard to tell. There's a little shortcut you can do in this area. It's only really useful during a bonfire run back. Oh yeah, there's another interesting choice they made with pyromancy in this game. Is you need an upgrade material for your pyromancy flame, which I think in every other game pyromancy flames get upgraded with just souls. And I shouldn't say every other game. In Dark Souls 1, you need souls and just souls to upgrade your pyromancy flame. In this game, you need a fire seed and souls. In Dark Souls 3, I don't think you can upgrade it. Oh. Okay, you can lure him past his boundary. It's good to know that this guy takes the same amount of damage as the old knights. That's interesting. That hit did significantly more. I wonder if I hit him in the head. Now we have the Hyde Spear, which requires more dex than we have. This guy is a royal soldier with a crossbow in Scholar. And also there isn't a Hyde Knight up here in Scholar. And you usually get invaded by a Forlorn over here in Scholar. I don't even know if they exist in this one. These guys are a pretty genuine threat. And we did pick up the key for this earlier. You get the key for this on the other end of the prison, if you come from the pursuer path. If you get flown here by the pursuer, or by the crow. There's the Wanderer set. You do have to be careful about killing those guys because you can kill them in such a way that the set drops inside the cage and you can't reach it. And there's some Royal Soldiers in this upcoming room, including one up here and one up here. We are actually going to need those barrels at some point. Well, hello. You pivoted quick. Yeah, if you throw like a firebomb in this room, it just kills everything. It's pretty great. Or if you throw a better pyromancy than fireball. And I don't think quitting out will fix these barrels, but it might. I'm not entirely certain. I don't think it does, because I don't think it works like that in any of these games, but sometimes they're weird. But I think I will have to rest at a bonfire or bone out or something to get them to... Oop, hello. Yeah. That's fine. Hello. I'm honestly not sure why it screams when you use this one. I don't think any other Pharaoh store does that. I think in Scholar, one of the chests in here is a mimic. That might not be true. I wouldn't put it past them to do something like that. We're just gonna go ahead and double check these two. It's an interesting misconception a lot of people had up until about halfway through the game, was that only wooden chests could be mimics. Well, we love soul vessels. We might actually end up using one or two of them in this run. I don't usually, but I might this time around. And, so if you come up here, this path leads out to just above the warden who kicks the barrel down the stairs. So you can see him right there. There's a staircase, there's Macduff's workshop down there. And it's not fully rendered because of where we're standing, so you can see the water through it in the skybox. The water in the skybox. think that would usually be rain, wouldn't it? The real reason we're here, it's not just for this room. We do really want that hidden room back there, but it's fine that we don't have it for now because we get this. And with this, we'll get access to the 4th out of 5 bonfires in the area. No, not yet. We will have to do more to get access to the last one. So the last one is up here, but it is behind a stone man for now. Okay. We do want a bow to deal with these guys. They don't have a ton of health, so I think, yeah. So headshot is enough to deal with these guys. Even with an unupgraded short bow. But yeah, we can't get back here until we have a fragrant branch. And we can't get in there until we get a key from somewhere else. We could go downstairs, but right now we're going to head across this bridge. Before that, we are going to come back here. Get this guy. Pick up the life gems. And then we are going to make it across this bridge very carefully. Yes, that this is a very careful way. I honestly thought their bolts were slower than they were. Through here. Don't have to worry too much, they will drop down, but if we run over here real quick, they won't. Or at least they won't catch us while we're down there. Soul. Light the bonfire. Get to see the gargoyles. Which I honestly thought were dragons for a very long time, because they do... The thing they do there is very similar to what some dragons do in another game. And the gargoyles are found over... It's hard to tell from here. Oh, we're up to 17,000 souls, though. Where is the belfry from here? It might be that round tower. Oh, it's near that round tower. It might be that square tower behind the round tower here. Maybe. I have a good idea of how to get there, but it's honestly quite difficult to do in my head to determine, like, where it's actually, like, relationally where it's located. Human effigy. There's 3 more of them in here. We don't actually need to go down there just yet, because that leads to the... this is Sinner's Rise. Down there leads to the Lost Sinner. and we're not here for them just yet. The Wanderer set is genuinely one of the better sets in this game, so we will be hanging on to it. Died within 30 seconds of exiting the bonfire. Impressive, no? It's an interesting thing that you don't, when you respawn at a bonfire, particularly with this one, honestly, it's interesting that they don't have you respawn resting at it instead of just... Well, there's 18,000 souls down the drain. Well... Guess we're just gonna farm these guys for a while. Okay, good to know that these guys take the same amount of damage as everything else I've hit with the fireball. So we know that it does a constant damage. Unless things are actually resistant to fire. We are not farming these guys for all of those souls. Where did I even get that many souls from? Oh, it was from the Hyde Knight and the dogs and the Royal Soldiers. No! I ran out of stamina. That's why I wanted the Grand Spirit Tree Shield from Sentinel Tectus, or whatever his name is. No, oh. I thought that ledge stuck out further than it did. I thought I could land on the lower one. Okay, you should not be allowed to hit me while I'm mid-backstab. That shouldn't be allowed. We got their sword. There's about 100 points less than our current sword. It's got a good moveset, though. Is it? They are identical. reason these guys are such a threat, the explosion does a significant amount of damage. The ones upstairs are worse because they petrify you with their explosion. I don't like that this door is offset, personally. Okay, this one lines up with the staircase pretty well. This is where one of the Pursuer appearances is in Scholar. They might be here in this one too if you're in New Game Plus. It's one of those things I can never remember. Okay. So now we could drop down from here, but we're gonna head over this way to get the Golden Eagle Shield? Or might be a different one. Golden Wing Shield. It was that one. And then, since we can, while we're over here, since we can't go back the way we came, we're gonna hop down here, and then follow this dog, heal ourselves a bit, pick up what he dropped, heal a little bit more, because I know that these dogs are gonna get me the instant this door comes up. Somehow didn't hit me. Either of them. Okay. We still need to bring this man his ember. We're going to rest here. Oh, nice soul count. It's just ignoring us for some reason. Come back here to get our 5th Estus Shard. Finally bringing us, well, we will have 6 Estus. Finally surpassing the basic flask of the first game. It's interesting that punching things with a pyromancy flame doesn't decrease its durability by much. Okay, that was an accident, but a funny one. This is the, yeah, Archdrake robes and shield. Beginning to understand why I had so many souls on me. Backstab fishing is still a viable strategy in this game. Not nearly as much as Dark Souls 1. Not quite as much as Dark Souls 3. But it's still viable, to an extent. Bonfire Ascetic. That's good. Oh my... That is such a shortfall. That was like over half of my health. For falling like 10 feet. Oh. Okay. We have to go from this side and pray that we do not die to these stupid royal soldiers. Or our own idiocy. Be equally bad. No matter how we die, it's a bad. Thankfully, these guys are pretty slow. He's there. See, that one does so little damage. If we go for this one... Like, what? Such a negligible difference in height between those two drops. This one should be none, yeah. Okay. Good lord. These guys hit hard. I know it's because I'm not wearing good armor. And have low health. Wouldn't usually think of 1100 health as a low amount. On a Dark Souls game. I think the maximum you can get in Dark Souls 1 is like just shy of 2000. And I do mean like the maximum possible health, like maxed out vigor plus life ring and fap ring and Mask of the Mother. And you only get like 1900, I think. Dark Souls 3 isn't too different. I think the maximum possible health in that is just a bit over 2000. Actually, it might also be 1900, because they did a lot of things that were, like, mimic Dark Souls 1 in an interesting manner. That was a close call. almost lost another 13,000 souls. Dude's an idiot. These wardens, man. You can make them hit as many explosive barrels as you want. I quite literally managed to kill one with them the other day.
Is that here to see? However,
Woohoo, 6 Estus. Let's go. Man, if we hadn't lost all those souls. Should have for at least 2 levels. Exactly 2 levels, I should say. We could use the bonfire aesthetic on Firelink, which isn't a bad idea, honestly. Using it on Hyde's Tower of Flame would be a better idea.
thanks.
Trying to figure out how to advance without killing too many bosses. It's very difficult to do, as it turns out. Ugh. I should probably be wrapping up here in a few minutes, actually. These guys are still a pretty good soul farm. There's definitely better ones later in the game. My personal favorite is probably Black Gulch. One of the best soul farms. Obviously it's only really good, like mid stages of the game. Okay. Dang. Okay. I thought I could kill him with that stab. Well, I think an hour and a half in, I think this is a good enough spot to wrap up for the night. Did they just copy and paste those buildings for the background asset? That's really funny. Yeah, those are for sure the same buildings over and over again. Same building, actually, because it's this one, and that one, and that one. I think those ones further back might be variations of that one. That one there, too, I think, is that one. If you go off the other ways. Oh, if you go off back that way, it's, cliffside. I do like this area, but like a lot of this world, it's nonsensical, which I have since come around on as a criticism of the game I used to agree with. But I do think the world being nonsensical is fun and like really good world building. In all honesty, I know the reason the story seems kind of weird and like it's not really explained well is because they switched creative leads like halfway through development. And so the actual story of the game was changed like halfway through. And Originally, the War with the Giants was going to be a much larger part of the story, and they made like just enough of it that they couldn't remove it entirely without basically rebuilding a bunch of the game from scratch. But it just, like, they kind of dropped a lot of it, and so most of it is never really explained. Which does suck. I think it would have been really interesting to get the full story. I feel like instead of having two versions of the game where the story is identical and all they really changed was like enemy placement, for Scholar they should have like actually made the whole war with the giants, explained and have a larger part in the game. Personally, I just think the two different versions of the game should be a bit more different than they are, because they're so similar. I could just go up and rest in there, but I don't feel like it. But yeah, these are my ramblings for the night. Anyway, if we have people here next time, we'll see about killing some bosses. Otherwise, our next stream might be something else. I've been looking at a few other games recently that I might just hang out on because they're not, because they're not. I think that's enough of an explanation. They're not this. Playing through this again at the request of someone. So I want them to be here for most of it. Unfortunately, they haven't. This is not targeted. I hope the person I am referring to understands that I'm not trying to be mean. I just like sharing this with them. Anyway, yeah. Have a great rest of your day, night, whatever time you're seeing this. Whatever time you are in. And, yeah. Hope to see you next time. Bye.